Good morning, everybody, and a happy Wednesday morning. All right, this is a little bit of a shorter video for you today, but we're only discussing one thing, and it's the topic on everybody's lips, Harry and Meghan's marriage and the pending divorce. So let's cover what we have, shall we? Let's go. For those of you who are unaware, Harry has lost a ton of friends and family since he met up with Meghan Markle and did the interview and all this other stuff. More and more people are literally just dropping him like a stone. Let's be honest, Harry's been miserable since he met Meghan Markle. In every picture that we've seen of him, he has either a forced smile or he can't fake it. And he just looks absolutely miserable, no matter where he is, no matter what he's doing. So is it any wonder that the stories are coming out now that there's going to be an imminent divorce notification, that they're going to go their separate ways? You know, Harry did 3 weeks away from his wife. I feel like that was almost like, okay, you're going to think I'm nuts when I say this. I feel like it was a mental break from her. And Meghan, in the meantime, is doing all of these separate, things like Children's Hospital. But you can't, as a married couple, be that far apart for that long. It just doesn't work well. And even for Harry's birthday, he went on a supposed hiking trip with friends and didn't do anything with Meghan. Something is absolutely wrong in their marriage. For those of you who don't know, she's now being called Moaning Meghan Markle because she upsets everybody and she's lost almost all of her allies. It did not take long for people to realize that Meghan was not committed to the royal family. This was a smash and grab. So she married Harry very quickly, which raised her profile globally, which is what she wanted. So people wanted to hear more about her, but then it just all went to crap. Meghan realizes that her status is that of being Harry's wife. She wanted to capitalize on that, but it hasn't gone well. And again, every single picture of Harry that has come out has shown him to be absolutely freaking miserable. The marriage is, as they're saying, transactional. He married her, she married him, she gave him some kids to rope him in. But then they moved on and he became her spare. Every single place they want, she was a star and he stood there like a numpty. It didn't take long for him to figure it out. Now, she gaslit him, absolutely. But I think as he's getting older and now that Catherine announced her cancer and his father announced his cancer, I think Harry, I don't know, it's almost like he's woken up to the situation. You guys know what I'm saying. We all see it. She's completely emasculated him, cut off his cojones, put them in her purse, and he's become her +1. An article came out not long ago from a journalist. She basically wrote a piece saying, I emasculated my husband. I didn't mean to, but accidentally I did. She said, I didn't see that the more successful I became, the more resentful and withdrawal he became. And I stopped seeing him as this magnificent man and loving partner. I didn't put him first. I lost sight of him. And I was devastated when I found out that he had met somebody else because he couldn't man up and be proud of what I'd achieved or what I thought we had achieved together. She says, looking back at it, I realized I was so righteously indignant that I failed to see the part I played in our demise. She said, as I went up, I relegated my husband to my +1. He was merely the other guest invited alongside me to grand events. And, I was always the center of attention and I didn't realize what I had done. Well, I hate to point this out, but that's essentially what's going on here. The point is, Meghan is on the celebrity circuit. She showed up at the LA Children's Hospital while Harry was in South Africa. Harry spent his 40th birthday alone hiking with his friends rather than with Meghan and the kids. But yet Meghan took ownership of that trip, saying it was her gift to him, effectively emasculating him once again. What Meghan has done to Harry has been a very slow, gradual thing, but that's the way it usually is with abusers. Let me give you an example. This is before they were married. Notice how Meghan touches his back, and then look at Harry's head and eye movement. Look at that. Then she did it again while they were on their honeymoon. Again, she touches his back. Look at his head. Then she did it again. This has been a very slow, gradual thing where he has become dependent on her to let him know what it is he should be doing, when he should be doing it, how he should be doing it. He looks to her for everything. He can't just even walk into a room and sign a book. He has to look at her first. She has slowly eroded everything about him until he's a shell of a man. Of course, you guys, there are rumors out there that the reason that they're doing things solo is because Harry is trying to establish himself as a separate entity so that when this marriage finally breaks up, Harry can make a graceful exit. I'm sure Harry is sitting at this point thinking, I should have known better. My brother warned me. All my friends warned me. Everybody warned me. Why didn't I listen? Harry will never be a working royal again, not like he was. But, anyway you get down to it, long before he met Meghan, he was angry. He was jealous. And all that Meghan did was give him the space to act on everything he was feeling against his brother. He is a loose cannon. So even if he gets divorced and he goes home, it will never be the same again. He has spoiled it for himself. Now, if a divorce were to really happen, it's being reported that Meghan could receive a large sum of money, possibly as high as $80 million, because supposedly there's a clause in their prenup agreement. The problem is, I don't remember hearing anything about a prenup in the past. Apparently, it's being reported that King Charles is aware of the prenuptial agreement and the proposed compensation, but the king did not agree to the pre-agreed compensation amount. And that money would go, supposedly, allegedly, for the children. Now, it's also being reported, you can look it up, that King Charles has told Harry he could regain his royal privileges after a divorce. I'm calling nix on that because, as I've said to you guys several times, William is the way back into the family, not Charles. And they're saying that Meghan may want to keep her title as Duchess of Sussex, just like Sarah Ferguson is still called the Duchess of York. And she and Andrew have been divorced for how freaking long? Here's the interesting part. For those of you who don't know, from what I can tell in my research, laws in the UK say that the monarch has legal custody of the royal offspring, and Archie is in the line of succession. So supposedly, Harry would get custody of the children, move back to England, and Meghan would have visitation. However, Lily has never been to the UK. She's an American citizen. Both children are American citizens, and I don't believe that the United States government is going to step in the middle of a nasty divorce between these two to decide who's going to get custody of those children. It should be 50-50 custody, but that's not going to happen. We already know that. Meghan's going to say the UK is too dangerous. She's going to use Harry's own words against him as well as his drug use. Yeah, he screwed himself. All right, you guys. Now, video 2 is the royal stuff, but it's also the Earthshot Prize information. So there's a lot going on in there. You don't want to miss it. Let's go.